Oh, right. Yes. A professional. What happens when a true artist is... What happens when a true artist is deprived of one of their most basic human rights for an entire week? They say true art comes from suffering from within. And when the great creative mastermind, that being Joel Vargskelethor Vinesauce, back in 2018, his internet left him alone. And in the deep place of sorrow and madness, he gave us this masterpiece. May I present to you, ladies, gentlemen, and otherwise, Super Ghostbusters. Very rarely does an album come along that truly redefines what it means to be music. But I dare say this be one of those moments and pieces that do that. You see, like I said, streamer of the Vinesauce crew, Vargskelethor Joel, the lovely Swedish boy, was deprived of internet for an entire week back in 2018. And in the resultant madness, he produced this work of pure glory and greatness, inspired by, of course, the cinematic masterpiece that is Ghostbusters. He was provided with the limited tools of a MIDI rendition of the Ghostbusters theme song, and through his talents of improvisation, he created this, twisting and malforming and reconstructing this MIDI file, providing his own musings of poetry over it. We get this. Starting off with opening track, Ghostbusters. It starts off as it would any other Ghostbusters song. The Ghostbusters, they're back in town, but then he throws the curveball. You need to pee. And isn't that so crazy? And now it is up to the Ghostbusters to come and extract it. Now what this says about art in general is that it is something, I guess, but then they find that you'd think that the Ghostbusters help someone urinate. That's not their ballpark, but no, there were ghosts in your bladder, as he says. So, without even knowing it, they were truly fulfilling their prophecy, as it were. And that is just a taste of what you can expect on this masterpiece of an album. Track 2, Ghostbuster, suddenly is transported and Jor-El takes on the role of the Rat Man who hides in your basement and eats your cheese. And then you call the Ghostbusters, which, I mean, he's not a ghost, but he's certainly an anomaly, since the police do not take it seriously, which is, all jokes aside, is probably the most realistic thing that ever happens on this album. Cops not taking things seriously. But then you get the Ghostbusters. But because the Rat Man is not truly a ghost, they are ill-equipped. And he has a shotgun. And it ends on the dark note of murder. And already on these first 2 tracks, you can see how he utilizes the limited tools of the MIDI rendition of the Ghostbusters theme song. The way he malforms it, changes the key of certain instruments, alters the tempo, and shifts things around ever so slightly to keep it fresh and yet familiar. Track 3, Ghostbusters, with a Z. Suddenly, you're faced with a tragedy. Grandma has died. But there is a little fly in the ointment. You see, she owes you money. And now you have to call the Ghostbusters to extract soul, please. And it brings you we move on then to track 4, Ghostbusters. Changing things around, and suddenly you have food poisoning. And Robo takes on this persona of someone suffering from this food poisoning. But what could cause this food poisoning? Yes, of course, there is a ghost in the burger, and so of course he calls the Ghostbusters and tells them to use their gun down at McDonald's to remove the ghost. And hopefully everything should be good. But of course, not all is good, because now, vowing to never eat at McDonald's ever again, Yotel goes to what he calls Kentucky Fried Man. But joke's on you, dumbass. The chicken has ghost too. And just really feel the anger, the rage, the angst within him when he cries out, "Why is all of the food full of ghost?" And he thinks to call the health inspector, but no, calls the Ghostbusters once again and tells them, understandably, to just destroy the city because it's beyond help at this point. Don't you think? Is it not? Then, track 5, Ghostbusting. The lasagna was eaten by a ghost. Spooky. But the Ghostbusters are absent because he calls the police. But the police tell him, stop calling. And of course, they will not help him. And the lasagna is gone. And what is he left to do but do a spicy jerk? I'm sure we've all been in this position before, of course. And what are we ourselves left to do but our own little spicy jerks? What am I doing? What the fuck am I doing? But then suddenly the horror continues into track 6, Ghostbusters. And it starts off with Jor-El calling up the pizza place for a little prank call fun to say that they have a pizza face. Haha, funny joke. Well done on the wordplay, very nice. Again, a true artist at work. But then out of nowhere, you get these eldritch noises. And he has been possessed by a spirit. The ghost has invaded his butt. He's trying to control him. And he cries out for help. Then everything seems fine once again. And he calls up the pizza place. And he requests a ghost pizza. But the pizza place is not most pleased about this and tells him to not call again or he will break his fucking knees. And then the ghost returns for one last good, truly bone-chilling stuff. Then Ghostbusters. Now he has taken that MIDI and twisted and contorted it beyond recognizability, and it is sped up to such a degree that the notes pass by in a flurry. Disorientation of just matching the theme of the song where he has been mugged. The ghost has assaulted him and stolen his money. And truly that disorientation is both in the lyrics and also in the sound of the music itself together. And you get this. But this is a taste of the wonders available on this masterpiece. You get tributes to Metallica as well by utilizing the vocal track of One on whichever track that is, because I can't tell which one. They all have the same title. But then also the darkness of I poisoned the water supply. Now everyone dead. Whoops. But surely we can see here what is being said truly in this piece. Due to his frustrations of his circumstances, it's as if Yortel has taken on the persona of someone most displeased, and to relinquish his anger, he takes it out on everyone and poisons the water supply, and now everyone's dead. Now, of course, you can say, but he said whoops, must be a mistake. But how can you accidentally poison a water supply? And suddenly we're left with the idea of it's a sarcasm, it's a sardonic edge, almost teasing, a mocking of those. It's like, haha, you're all dead. Whoopsie. Now, of course, we can't also forget about track 14. You get GHOSTBUSTERS, where the instrumental again changes to something completely different. You get a haunting choir behind minimal instrumentation, and suddenly we get this candid phone call between Yortel and the Ghostbusters, and he laments his toilet is clogged, and they say, "Why are you calling me about that?" But it is clear, because there is too much ectoplasm in the toilet pipes. But they do not believe him, and they say they will do terrible things to him if he calls them up again. Terrible, terrible things. But maybe not so terrible in his eyes. And so he asks, how much will that cost? And then they come over and break his fucking legs. And of course we get other characters which he takes on as persona, as would perhaps David Bowie throughout his career, taking on these different personas to deliver new artistic visions. On one hand, it's the Ghostbuster, then the Ratman, and then the Nutbuster, and then the one who needs the milk for his cereal, and then the skeleton, strengthened by the calcium of said milk, leaves his body. The true something. Now, of course, I don't want to go through explain every little facet of this album, because of course I can by no means do it justice, and you yourself, dear viewer, must experience this for yourself this Halloween. This is essential Halloween listening, in my opinion, of course. And if you don't listen to it on Halloween, I will break your fucking legs. So listen and give Mr. Jobel Vargskelethor with Binky Sauce all your lovings and the rest of the Vine Sauce crew, because they're amazing streamers and stuff, and I've been watching them for years. It's amazing, it's great, good fun, and yeah, I have no idea what I was doing in this video, but yeah, it's fun. And Jobel, Uncle Jobel, if you watch this, you probably won't, but understand this, I mean this dearly, you are one of the true artists of this generation, my dear sir. They say the best things come from Sweden. IKEA, Minecraft, Swedish meatballs, plenty of some of the best metal music of all time, of course. This glory right here. But that is all for today. And I will see you all in the next video. When and whatever they might be.
Poisoned the water supply. Now everyone dead.
Yeah.
Whoops.